Welcome back, guys. Today I got a little pistol out here that a couple other people have made videos on a similar model, but this one's a little bit different. This is the Mauser C96. It's not the typical red 9 that you see with the 9 on the handle. That's a 9mm. This is the original caliber, which is a 7.63 by 25, and the Soviets copied this, weird, for their Tokarev. So if I remember correctly, you can fire this in a Tokarev, but you can't fire a 7.6225 out of this because of the velocity and stuff like that and the pressure. But anyways, so this pistol was developed in 1896 when they were trying to come out with semi-automatic self-loading pistols. It's one of the most successful semi-automatic pistols that's ever been made. It's been used in just about every conflict in the 20th century and late 19th century. As you've probably seen in other videos like Forgotten Weapons, Winston Churchill carried one of these. Several other famous people did. They swore by these things, and for very good reason. They got a good reputation. It holds 10 rounds in this fixed box magazine. The Mauser Schnellfeuer version, the Model 715 that came out in 1932, has a removable box magazine system. This one doesn't. This is just the standard 10-round magazine. This one was made by the Oberndorf factory, just like most of them were. The A. Neckar means by the river Neckar in Oberndorf, so that's like the true Mauser. The copies won't have that on there that Spain and China did. If you want to know more information about this, Ian from Forgotten Weapons did a really good video on it. He kind of gives the history. So I'll try to get into the shooting more or less of this thing than the history. This thing I think dates to about 1917 from all the research I was able to do. It's a pretty well-known handgun. Han Solo's little blaster was designed off this, just in case you didn't know and you haven't heard that a million times. They just put a scope on it and some other cool things, a flash hider. But this thing it's a pretty nice pistol. The handle is kind of weird. It's really small, but that's where it got its name, the Broomhandle, because it looks like a handle of a broom in the back. It's really skinny. It's comfortable, nevertheless. So we're gonna get into shooting this. I'm gonna fire off a few rounds. It's PPU ammunition. You can get this stuff from a few different online suppliers. It's not exactly expensive, but you just have to have it in stock. And you can get the clips from Numerich, and I mean, they're pretty widely available. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to show you kind of how to load this thing. This thing doesn't lock back all the way, which I'll get into, but I'm going to load it right now, and then I'm going to fire it just with this at about 15 yards, just to kind of see. It's got a heck of a trigger pull on it, so it's probably not going to be totally accurate on my part. But then after that, we're going to let the old man shoot, and he's a lot better at shooting handguns, so you can probably group it better. To load this thing, you pull the hammer back, you pull the slide to the rear, and it'll lock back. It should lock back farther. You see the clip guide right there, but I don't know why this one doesn't. So for this gun, I have to take my hand, hold this back, put the charger in, and yeah, this is kind of a pain in the ass to do this. Loading a pistol with a charger clip, but I guess it was pretty good technology back in the day. Like I said, it holds 10 rounds in the integral box magazine, and I don't know why that last one's always being a turd. I'll take the clip out. All right, so I got that in there, and then when you let it forward, it should chamber the round like that, and then when the hammer strikes the firing pin right there, it'll go off. So we're going to walk over here really quick. Safety's located right here, I forgot to mention. When it's up, it's unsafe. When it's down, you can cock the hammer and fire the pistol. So I'm going to try it one-handed at about 15-20 yards. Very light recoil, nothing to it. Sometimes it doesn't go forward, it's weird. Looks like I'm shooting a little high. Yeah, for whatever reason, I'm kind of all over the place. Let's go up and check out the target really quick. Yeah, the recoil is really smooth on this. There's very little, kind of easy to control. The sights are pretty basic. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that means I missed 2, or I hit 2 in the same hole. I don't know. Either way, it started out shooting kind of high, so I dropped it down to here, and then started shooting left and right, which is probably my trigger squeeze because this thing's got a hell of a long pull on it. It's kind of rough, but could be worse. So now we're gonna let the old man shoot it. I'm gonna load it because it's a pain in the ass to load, and we'll see how he can do. Okay, so now we're at about 10 rounds. The old man's gonna try to shoot it kind of half-assedly supported. And looks like you're out.
Yep.
So that was 10 rounds. What'd you think of the recoil?
Love it.
All right, so his group's a hell of a lot tighter than mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Must have hit the same hole twice or something. So it's still shooting a little high because we're standing pretty damn close. This lowest setting on the sights for 50 yards. So I guess that's kind of understandable. We're just trying to do the basic pistol range. We'll move it out to 50 yards in a bit. But again, I don't know if you watched my previous videos on the helmet testing. They decided when they made the range to hit a natural spring, which is located up there. So it drains through the pistol range, out through that pipe into the rifle range, and it's literally a pond down at the end of the rifle range. I'll try to get some shots in the video, but that'll explain why we can't do 100 like I wanted to. But maybe we'll see if we can get our way down there eventually. But now we're gonna set up a couple more targets and just kind of do some faster fire, and then I'm gonna show you the holster slash buttstock that you've probably seen and see if our groups tighten up at all using it as a carbine. But for now, we're just gonna do some more pistol fire. To mention in the beginning part of the video, the sights graduated from 50 yards to 1,000 yards, which I highly freaking doubt this thing would hit accurately at 1,000 yards. I mean, whatever, wishful thinking. Then the barrel marks right there, again, as well as on the side of the frame. And this seems to be an all matching piece. It's got the serial number on the frame, the hammer, mechanism, the hammer itself, and yeah, a bunch of the other little parts have the same serial number, so I'm guessing it's the little import mark from a long time ago. So go ahead and load 10 more rounds into this little bundle of joy to load. You'd have to have the clips just perfectly lubed and everything for them to work good, I think. Alright. Come on, you bitch. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass to load this particular gun because I think the bolt's supposed to lock back into another position behind this to make it possible to use the chargers. So I'm just going to kind of go from that target to that target to that target. We're going to see how transition firing, not really transition, but like target transition firing goes. I'm going to aim probably at the bottom of the target because we're hitting high consistently. So we'll start out right here. Okay. Well, now it's hitting where I was aiming at. So yeah, shooting kind of one target to the other. It's still grouping relatively well for as fast as we're shooting. About 15 yards again. So now we'll let the old man do it. We'll let him do either 1 or 2 targets, and then we'll move on to the carbine version. We'll put the stock on it. Same thing with both targets, as fast as possible and still maintaining accuracy. Just aim at the bottom of the actual target, not the paper.
Sure.
That's where it was hitting. Go ahead. It's not wanting to go forward on something. It's kind of weird. Alright, so it looks like he got similar results. So I'd say it's pretty decent for shifting from target to target, standing at that far of a range. Forgot to mention, it's a pretty bulky piece of, you know, equipment compared to the modern Glocks and, you know, other lightweight weapons. So it's kind of different to get used to. The handle's small. The ergonomics are just different. They're not necessarily bad. They're just really different. So if you ever handle one of these, you'll kind of know what I'm saying. They're kind of unique. I've never held another pistol that's like that. It's just balanced different and kind of bulky. It takes a little getting used to. Now I'm going to try one more iteration on just target shooting, because it seems to be hitting more or less where we're aiming now. I don't know why that is. Maybe we're getting used to it. But I'm going to try to actually get rounds in the bullseye at about 10 yards. So this is probably 10 or 12 yards again. Back in this line, they've got lines on the ground. I don't know where their distance is. Huh, that was weird. So probably my shitty trigger squeeze, which wouldn't surprise me at all. But yeah, I don't know why it's making such giant holes. It's kind of weird because it's supposed to be making holes like this. Maybe it's the paper or whatever, or how it's tearing. Maybe it's the little thatching there coming through. But yeah, it's a shitty group, nothing special. Probably my trigger squeeze, to tell you the honest to God truth, is why they're mostly right. It's not really a squeeze, I'm kind of jerking it. Again, I'll probably get used to it. I'd say it's effective though, obviously, at, you know, pistol range for sure, which is probably why it was used, you know, forever, and I think it's still used in some places. Now we're going to move on to, we're going to put some fresh targets up and do the carbine stock and see if the groups improve at all on that, and I'll make a little blurb on the stock itself, which is also the holster. Now we get to do the fun part. Even though it's a Chinese copy, or I'm assuming Chinese, or some copy of some sort, it's still pretty much exact replica of the original holster for the Broomhandle. That also doubled as the stock. So this thing's got the World War I set up with the belt hooks, or belt loops rather. You take this loop off, there's a little button right there that's spring loaded, pops the cover. Take this off. Close this again. And then there's a little latch system on the back with a spring-loaded hook that goes right into the back. There's a little slot right there on the handle, on the frame rather, and it locks into place like that. Then you've got yourself a handy little carbine. This one kind of wobbles from side to side. I don't know if the originals did that. I think we could still adapt. So we'll go ahead and load this, pull the safety off, hammer back. Get to hold this back. Nice, gotta love it. That's convenient. When you pull out the clip, it slides forward. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of do some fire with this, with the stock. Ow. Yeah, watch your thumb on this. God damn. Yeah, watch your thumb again as I'm wrapping it. That's just a habit, wrapping my thumb. I got hit with the hammer a few times. Doesn't hurt bad, but yeah. Okay, so now you can see the group has improved immensely. You know, 2 bullseyes. Oh, it's keyholing. Holy shit. That's what's happening. It's keyhole, and that one went in sideways. So this barrel's probably worn down pretty damn good. Here, let me take a round out. I totally forgot to even check this. Here. Yep. Oh, this thing's been had. I was surprised it's as accurate as it is. Well, I'm not using this for self-defense or anything, so I really don't care if it keyholes as long as it's somewhat accurate. But yeah, it swallows that bullet up to the casing. So this thing's probably been shot at least 3 million times, you know, just target shooting or God knows what else if it was in the First World War. But anyways, even with the shitty barrel on it, you put the stock on this thing and oh my God, is it accurate. And that really wasn't even that hard. There's like no recoil to it. You know, I was just sitting there and it just kind of pushes back smoothly. So now we'll let the old man go on the next target with the stock and fire off 10 rounds as quick as he can and see how his group is.
Be able to shoot?
Yeah, just hold on to the front of it and then pull it in. It's actually kind of a nice little carbine. Watch your thumb too. Move your thumb over to here. Over to the side. That hammer's going to nail it. Nice. Alright, looks like your group isn't as small as mine. You done goofed. Alright.
That's weird.
Yeah, you think I'd have closed it right up.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Alright. Either way, that's still actually not a bad group. That's a person-sized target, so if that thing's still being used for that purpose, it would still hurt. I mean, a keyhole would still screw somebody's day up. It's not like it wouldn't, you know, be effective. It's just kind of a weird thing. And since this thing's about almost 100 years old next year, I'll give it a pass on this one for having a worn out barrel. And it's actually still pretty consistent for having that. And there's like no rifling in the end of that. So I'm actually pretty happy with it. Pretty cool gun. I'm going to just keep going with the carbine stuff for a little bit, burn up a few more rounds, get it kind of hot, because I really like shooting it as a carbine. So we'll do that right now. All right, iteration number 2. Awesome. Look at that.
Wow.
It was pretty sweet for shooting a little bit faster than you would think. I'm going to try walking up and shooting this time. So you just keep the camera rolling. I'll load another 10 in. Getting a little better at it, got it figured out. Well, besides dropping them. So I got 9 in. 10th one's always kind of rough, but... Alright, we'll try walking and see how this fares with using it like a carbine. Nice, it's really easy to control. Like really easy. 5, 6, 7, 8. 10. Oh shit, those were from before. Luckily we didn't have any up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever. That's still a couple decent hits walking. Like I said, it's really easy to kind of... it's a big stock, so it helps for being a big guy like me. That's why you're probably having issues with it, because it's really long. And I can see that. But for me, it's actually perfect to just pull this thing in. And you know, you got that distance on there. You can just kind of use the sight as it's really big. It's just a V-notch with a pretty big V in the front. So it's an inverted V. So you just kind of just line the V up with the rear sight. You don't even really have to look through it and line it up perfect. You just kind of bam and then aim. So I can see for like a close quarters thing, like say in the trenches of World War I, if you want to use this for that, that's actually a really good thing instead of just wielding it as a pistol. Because I mean, you get a hell of a lot more control than just this awkward, it's a really awkward heavy pistol. If you're used to modern stuff, I'm sure back then it, you know, it was a lot more common and people can get really proficient with this thing. But from my standpoint currently, this is my first time ever shooting one. And it's just really awkward and bulky to use just wielding it. Now, with the stock, it's like a little carbine. It's like a little submachine gun, except it's not fully automatic, which you don't really need. And really easy to control. Just got to remember to keep my thumb over there, because it actually hurts when it snaps back because it snaps back all the way down to there, and then it'll get your thumb, and I have sausage thumbs, so. But yeah, if you just keep your thumb like this, it's actually really easy to control, surprisingly. Really like it in that setup. No wonder they made that stock. All right, we'll do some more. We're just gonna go have some trigger time today. I'm gonna burn through a couple hundred more rounds, and hopefully you guys will enjoy watching, because we're enjoying the shit out of shooting this little guy. Even if it is totally worn out at the end of the barrel. It's still hitting fine. I mean, you can see a couple of them are just barely turning sideways, and there's a couple good, that's 2 hits right there, it looks like, or else a keyhole. Who knows? Another hit and a decent hit. So regardless, this son of a bitch is really fun to shoot, so we're just gonna keep doing trigger time, and hopefully you guys can see this thing. We'll try a little more of the quote-unquote tactical stuff too. See how it fares with that. Longer range stuff now, the old man kind of wants to, I mean, you could try having your thumb up there.
You know what? I'll see.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt that bad. It's just kind of like, it would eventually start sucking.
Let me try it.
We're standing at about 20 yards right now, so just squeeze that trigger. Oh, you're on paper. You still got rounds.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. Take the walk of shame up to the target. So for about 21 yards, you got a lot of rounds on target. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know if that's 2 keyholes or what the hell that is. So we'll count. Oh, 8. So, and he shot 3 pretty fast. I bet you that was those 3, because I didn't see those before you did that. Which is kind of interesting. The faster you shoot that thing with the stock, the more accurate it is.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna try some quote-unquote tactical shooting now. We're gonna run up. We're gonna start the back there at like 30 yards. I'm gonna run up to the 10-yard line, and I'm gonna put 1 in each target. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Until I'm out, and see how that goes. Got about 30 yards right here. I'll run up there and see if I can hit these things accurately. Okay. Wasn't much of a run, really. Pants are falling down, go figure. So 4 on this target, which is what I was aiming. 2 on that, and 2 on that. So we got 4, so I missed 2. Probably, no, actually I hit the side of that. So I only missed 1, which is from this target, because the first one I shot at this target was high. But yeah, that's pretty controllable. I'll let the old man do the same thing now. We're just gonna keep burning through the rounds, because it's fun as hell. Typical vanilla Cavendish loaded pipe. We're going to be doing some tactical fire now. Go! There you go. Nice. Yeah, there's a couple more hits on here. 1 to the left. That hit. And 1 right there. And 1 right there, or no, 1 right there. Yep. Those 2 were, or those 3 were mine. I don't know. We'll count those 2 as yours. Tacticalness confirmed. We'll do some more of the tactical stuff with this little bitch. All right, we're gonna get really tactical with this one. I got my tactical dip in. I'm gonna get a nice tactical stance, and we're gonna do a tactical reload on this one with a charger clip from above. So here we go. Take a knee. Tactical reload. Really speeding things up here. Motherfuck. That was pretty tactical. I felt like an operator there. Yeah, look at that shit. Look at all those rounds on target. Look at all this shit. I mean, this is about as tactical as you can get. Look at that. Get a nice close-up in there. All right, one more tactical iteration. I'm going to assume a good tactical stance. I'm going to drop my knees, get into it. I'm going to do 2 tactical reloads on this one, stationary. This is providing suppressing fire to all the fellow operators out there, operating operationally. So we'll get really into this. Look at that. I'm actually going to get my 2 clips ready, and I'm going to put them in here, or right there. Definitely didn't work. So, all right. Well, yeah, I was just trying to be tactical. All right, let's get a hold of them in my hand and get a good operator stance. Drop to a knee, do our tactical reload. Ow. Barrel's a little hot. Taking our time. The last round. Why is this thing being so bad? All right, one more tactical reload. I'm gonna throw the loose round in first this time. Well, whatever. I guess we didn't do that. This is just pitiful. Wow. I'm feeling pretty late 19th century operator here. I don't know about you guys, but look at all this brass. Look at all that. Look at all the clips. That looks like a battle just happened right there. All right, anyway, we're gonna
God save the troops.
Nice, I get to edit that out. So anyways, in all seriousness, it's a pretty good pistol. For the time it came out, 1896, I mean, it actually, the prototype came out in 95, but it officially got Paul Mauser approved the design and put his name on it in 1896. It's a sweet little gun. I'm sure if this barrel was a little bit newer, this thing would be dead nuts even without the stock on. It's really weird, like I said, but I'm sure somebody could get proficient as hell with this thing. Just going out and shooting it every day. It's for what it is. It's a hell of a lot better than a revolver, in my opinion. Sure, you get a few more malfunctions, but you got 10 rounds. You can load it really fast once you get proficient at it. I even sped up a little bit today. Figuring out the clips and how that worked, even with the shitty thing that doesn't lock back all the way. It's a really cool gun. So if you're in the market for buying one of these, I'd suggest getting one. Make sure you check the barrel first. But even with the shot out barrel, like I said, we're getting decent enough groups just for coming out here plinking, and that's all this is for. I would never carry this as a concealed carry gun, because where the hell are you going to conceal it? Use this thing as your tactical holster? I don't think so. But no, I'd say really nice piece of metal. Maybe I'll do another video on disassembly, but there's already a couple out there, so I probably won't waste my time. But if you guys really want to see it, I'll show you how to do it. It's mid-range complicated for an average person, but again, with enough practice, you can do anything. Appreciate you guys watching. If you got any questions, feel free to ask, as always. If you're a dick on my channel, I'm just going to start removing your comments and blocking you. I'm not playing the game anymore, so sorry, the Troll Fest fun is over. But no, if you got any valid comments or anything like that, it's not just blatant trolling, I'd be happy to answer questions that I can, or direct you in a place that knows the answer to your question. If you want more history on it, I'll link you to other videos. I didn't want to really take up a lot of the video time today doing the history on it. because there's already several videos that knock it out of the park as far as the history of this gun goes. And I'm sure most of you know the history of this, you know, even basic, which is all you really need. So, like I said, thanks for watching, guys. If you like this, go ahead and like and subscribe, because your views are kind of what allows me to fund a portion of this ammunition and the gun purchases to show you. And I like doing this too, so, you know, everybody wins. You guys enjoy watching, I enjoy doing this. So appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.